Hi Gemini, this is your horoscope for September 2017. Thanks for joining me. Now, it is Mercury retrograde, so I'm just changing up all the formats of my videos. Let me know what you think of this change, whether you like it or not. First thing to know about September for you, Gemini, is that Uranus trines Mars until the 11th of September, and that happens in your 11th and 3rd houses. Uranus is the rebel, it's the archetypal eccentric, it's thinking about doing things in your own unique way, and it forms this harmonious relationship with Mars, which is the archetypal male principle. The 11th house is really about your hopes and dreams, and the 3rd house is about communication. So for you, Gemini, you're really going to understand what it is that you actually want and what it is you're passionate about and what you want to pursue. That'll come into your mind, so it's almost like you don't need to go on a special search. This kind of fiery energy is just going to come into your mind automatically. So there'll be things that you're really into at the beginning of September. It'll feel almost like you're compelled to do certain things, but these are fun things that are good for you, that you'll enjoy, and that will help you get a step closer to achieving your hopes and dreams. Mercury moves into Leo from Virgo on the 1st of September, and it goes backwards into your 3rd house because Mercury is retrograding at the moment, so it moves backwards into Leo. It's good for you because the 3rd house is your home basically in the traditional chart. Gemini rules the 3rd house. Communication is heightened with the communication planet moving into your 3rd house, but also it's in Leo, so it's very fiery and you will want to express yourself. Remember though that Mercury is in retrograde until the 5th. So don't spout off rants or these fiery, hugely important conversations that will burn all your bridges, because when Mercury is in retrograde, there's room for error. And whether you feel passionate or not, there's room for error. So try and cut out error, because it's much better to just keep things to yourself rather than saying them and they're wrong. Once they're said, they can't be unsaid, and then you have to tidy up everything. So just be careful around that. Venus is in Leo until the 20th in your 3rd house. So we've got the archetypal male, Mars, and we have the archetypal female, Venus, in your 3rd house of communication. So when, traditionally when the male and the female come together, they create new life. So your communication is going to be exceptional here in September, but if you're really starting to write a book or you want to preach or you want to do a podcast, wait until Mercury does come out of retrograde on the 5th of September. That's when things will be best for you. Venus moves into Virgo in your 4th house after the 20th. So Venus becomes much more analytical, and it becomes more analytical of family. So from the 20th onwards, you're not so focused on communication, you're focusing on listening to family members and seeing what's going on there. So it's really important to use that time from the 5th of September to the 20th to allow yourself to communicate in your most effective way, because that's what your power is. On the 5th of September, Mercury does go direct in Leo, and that's in your 3rd house. So that's powerful, effective, fiery communication. On the 6th, the full moon happens in Pisces, and that's in your 10th house. A full moon, I'll make separate videos on the full moon and new moon, but the full moon showers us with this Piscean energy. It's in your 10th house of career. So you're going to get spiritual insights into what you're supposed to be doing work-wise. So make sure you listen to those things, jot them down, because you're not always... Gemini reminds me of the story of Echo and Narcissus. Echo was this nymph, and she was a chatterbox, and one day Hera came down from Mount Olympus, and she just said, God, I can't get a word in edgewise with you. So she cursed poor Echo, and she cursed her in the sense that she was only able to say the last thing that someone else had said. So if I was Echo right now, I would say the last thing someone else had said, because that's the last thing I said. Okay. So poor Echo then goes out into the world and she meets Narcissus, and Narcissus is looking in the pool saying, oh my God, you look so fabulous, you look so gorgeous, I love you. So poor Echo, all she can say is, you look so fabulous, you're wonderful, I love you. And obviously Narcissus loves that, right? And Geminis like to talk. Geminis like to communicate. That's your power. Being in an Echo position would be awful for you, because that is literally a curse, like poor Echo was cursed. So the fact that your communicative skills are at their peak here from the 5th until the 20th is important. And the fact that Mercury goes direct in Leo is really important, because you're going to be able to communicate in the way that you truly want without censoring yourself. Also on the 6th of September, Mars moves into Virgo and into your 4th house. So Mars, the archetypal male principle in Virgo in your 4th, will try and understand things going on in your family life. So it's about communicating, and communicating with family. You'll be able to make improvements in your family life. Just remember that, we're powerless over people, places, and things. So if you're trying to change people, that's not going to work. But if you're able to listen, and if you're able to kind of take inventory of what your own part has been in the family situation, then you can improve your relationships if you want. On the 11th of September, Mercury goes into Virgo in your 4th. So everything's sitting in your 4th house of family right now. And the 4th house is about the relationships that you have with your family. Mercury in Virgo is perfectly placed. Mercury rules Virgo, so you will be like the family whisperer, okay? You will understand what's going on with people, and you'll be able to make sense of it. So if there's a negative dynamic, if something just doesn't work, then you'll be able to identify that and communicate it. And often, just by being aware of something, you can actually do something about it. If we don't know it's there, we can't solve the problem. On the 20th, the new moon occurs. That happens in Virgo in your 4th house. New moon sucks in Virgo energy, so you're not just the family whisperer, you understand things about family in general. And that goes beyond family in terms of people, the concept of family. If you're alone in the world, who's your family? Is it the higher power? Is it yourself? We all need a sense of connection. And often life doesn't just provide us with these things. We have to kind of struggle. And, well, we don't have to struggle, but some people meet the love of their life at 17. Other people never meet anybody. Who knows why? Part of it could be destiny. Part of it could be the way you think about these things. Obviously, your thinking is going to be influenced by your experiences, though. So it's a greater and deeper understanding of why some people are able to connect with others and why other people aren't. And if you're someone who has struggled in that area, by being introspective and by accepting the curse of Echo and by listening to your own inner self, your own inner voice, you're going to be your own family. You can reparent yourself. You can be there for yourself and make friends with yourself by knowing yourself and kind of understanding who you are and what your needs are. Amazing. On the 30th of the month, Mercury moves again, because Mercury's been in retrograde, it's all over the place, and now Mercury moves into Libra in your 5th house. So moving into October, you're going to really focus on romantic relationships now instead of family, and you're really going to communicate in a much lighter way, and you're going to start talking again instead of listening and taking things in and understanding. So that's what I get for you here in September. I hope you have a wonderful month. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. I draw up your chart by using your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, I can use sunrise. And that's a blueprint of your soul. I can see what your vocational aptitudes are, what your soul mission is, what your strengths and weaknesses are. You can also have a look at what's coming up in future via predictive astrology. So if you're interested in that, get in touch with me via the website. Have a great month, and I'll speak to you in October.